I just want to start from the outset to say that any decision we make today may change tomorrow. In order to have the best expert advice, we have commissioned
Supercoach 360.
If the time's going up, it's recording.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, time for the show.
Oh, mate, 100%.
We need to find out why they think it's okay to say anything.
It's certainly one of the greatest challenges in the history of the game.
That's what they want to try and do.
Megastar to megastar!
In this regard, we're leaving every option on the table.
Oh, what was that, buddy?
Something special!
You know,
That's not talent.
Supercoach 360!
The best way to handle these things is to stay measured, stay calm, live your life as normal.
Unless we start finding it off the people who actually it makes their little ordinary life feel a little bit better for that moment. Makes it cool. Supercoach 360 podcast.
G'day, welcome to Supercoach 360. How you doing? It is your boy Juzzy J. We are in the coach's box once again. Talk all things round 4 and round 5. Of course, I'm joined by my faithful companions, Con.
how are you, buddy?
Good buddy. How'd you go over the weekend? Did all right?
Yeah, much better week than the first couple of weeks, so happy.
Yeah, that's it. Building your team, feeling good.
Slowly getting there, slowly coming back.
Have you used a boost yet, buddy?
I have.
You have. How many?
Just the one.
Yeah, same here. All right. And of course, Bergs as well. How you doing, mate?
What's up?
Yeah, not much. Chilling. You in there sharing, are you?
Yeah, doing a couple.
All righty. How did you go this week?
Okay.
Yeah, you've done all right?
Yeah, done okay.
And what about you? You used a boost?
No.
No boost yet?
I'm scared of the boost.
Regrets?
Where are you at trades-wise?
Yeah, I have regrets. I do have regrets.
Yeah?
I've used trades every week, but I haven't boosted when... I'll be honest, I should have boosted last week. I had perfect situation to boost, and I didn't.
See, Bergs has done what I think a lot of coaches are going to be guilty of and put these boosts on a pedestal, and they're just trying to use them as late as possible, but they're there to be used when you need to use them. So if you need to use them now, just use them.
Yeah.
And don't have regrets.
All right, straight up. So I just pulled up Bergs' phone and figured out how many trades he's got left. You haven't used a boost?
No.
How many you got left?
34.
So why haven't you used a boost? That's what I don't get. How many have you got, Con?
I think I had 34 before this week as well.
Really?
Yeah.
How many you got?
37?
Oh, so you've been saving like crazy.
I didn't even realise.
I had 36 before this week, sorry.
Yeah, see, 36.
Oh, yeah, I've used it. Yeah, I've used my 2 trades.
And you've done 2 trades this week. All right, cool. Yeah, because I didn't think I'd done that well in terms of saving trades. All right, cool. So that's where we're at, somewhere around that 35-ish mark.
Yeah.
Couple north, couple south, especially by the end of this week. I don't know if I'm going to do 3 trades this week yet. We'll find out. We do have a lot of things Supercoach to talk about before I make my decisions. That's one thing which I definitely know for sure. So, first things first. We've got a whole bunch of stuff on the show this week. We're going to talk going straight backwards with Bergs, because if anyone knows how to do that in life, it is Bergs. We're going to talk buy, hold, sell. Yeah, I know, rough. No. He's got a good point, though. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it, Con, actually. We've got Buy, Hold, Sell, thanks to Totally Addicted to Supercoach on Facebook, Julian the Legend Leggy in the Supercoach Hub Discord. We've got the Team List Twist, thanks to Ross Mann. We're going to talk Super Pods with Guy. We've got him back in the box tonight. He's going to join us a little bit later on in the show. Con and Guy are going to break down the draw and where some of the points are getting scored by different teams, help you make your decisions. We've got PPM, thanks to Brad Smith. And then, of course, we've got a whole bunch of questions. It is question season. It's round 4, round 5, round 6. Are you planning for Origin? Are you saving trades? Are you spending trades? Are you using boost? There's heaps of questions. Who do you bring in? Who do you get rid of? You guys have really flooded the inboxes this week, so we're going to try and get to as many of them as we can. And if we remember at the end, we might even talk a few captain options as well. So, Burgo.
Yeah.
Going straight backwards, buddy.
So anyway, on the weekend, I had the opportunity... Like, as we spoke about earlier, Con said I could have boosted, but I didn't. So that left a Monet in my side. Now, a Monet was never getting played this week. But with the injury to Billy Smith, I thought to myself, I have to play someone. I have to put him in. So he fully threw me off there.
Yeah, 100%. I didn't know what he was doing either.
Neither. But I thought I have to pull Billy Smith out. I have to play a Monet just so I have a starting 17. Like, it's something but while the game was getting played, I thought to myself, why did I play Monet? He's probably going to be lucky to get 10 minutes at the end of this game. He'd be lucky to score a point. And that's what happened. He ended up scoring minus points. And if you didn't play him in your side and cop the AE Billy Smith, you would have got, I think I would have got Kings 30, 38 or whatever it was. It's a loophole in the system, I know, because he took the field. And if look at Mitch Barnett owners the other week, got a -6.
Yeah.
If you captain him, so it's sort of one of them things. But if you don't play him, and because he doesn't score a point, he's not an AE.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, but
I don't agree with that.
it's a loophole. But don't get me wrong, you have to be arsey to pull that off. Like, it's a very arsey thing. But if you know a bloke's only coming on for 5 or 10 minutes at the end and he doesn't do much, and there's a chance he's not going to score a point, I suggest you leave your Billy Smiths in and cop your AE of a 30 or 40.
But at the end of the day, you're expecting him to play 10, score maybe 4 points or whatever.
I wasn't once I found out he was on the bench, and I was kicking myself.
But 99 times out of 100, that player's going to score 1 or 2 points, and he's going to be your AE. Whether you leave Billy Smith in or take him out, you're getting him anyway.
Yeah,
so.
I know that.
But that being said, I agree with you, right? And yes, the majority of the time that is going to happen. But this week I had Billy Smith. I don't have a moan. I had no other options. Couldn't bring anyone in. Ended up picking up the same AE that Bergs would have if he had not put a moan in, because of the rule where you don't get an AE if they go below 0. So because a moan did cop that -3, he would have gotten Schneider as a 38 like I did, which could have made all the difference, especially in some tight head-to-heads this week. You know what I mean? Like, So, although I see your point, as 99% of the time, it's probably not going to happen. If it does, it's probably actually a better strategy for tackling it, because you're either going to cop that low AE if they do play, but if because he put him in the field or in the side, he cops that, and he has to, and there's no way around it.
They just have to fix it. You shouldn't be rewarded for not being prepared and not fixing your team accordingly.
So
by having a minus AE that doesn't get put in as your AE,
so
you're getting rewarded for not doing your job pretty much.
So you think they put in the AE that scores -3?
Absolutely.
I think the reason why it doesn't go below 0 is because it might be a DMP. So maybe that's
no, well,
it. Let's change
obviously
it to.
they have to take the field.
Yeah.
So yeah, as soon as they take the field, they should be your AE no matter what.
What if the AE comes from the position instead, where you lost that player from, and it's just the lowest scoring player on that played in the bench spot on that position?
Well, happily this week it would have been a lot of people at centre, so they would have got a Monet anyway, so they would have got their just desserts.
Tell us how you really feel, Connor. All right, cool. Well, look, I was intrigued because...
What, do you like it that you don't get the minus? Are you happy?
I mean, yeah, cheering. Because
obviously you are because it...
No, but what if you had someone as an NPR on your bench that you were never intending on playing, and then they go out and do something dumb? One of those pieces of dead weight, the Jordan Carhoos, you might say, of your team of 2022. Well, if
they're in your team, you got to expect them to do whatever they do on the field, mate. That's your choice for having them in your team.
You got Payne Haas?
No.
Well, that ruins that argument.
Why? Where are we going with that one?
Well, I mean, if he gets suspended for 2 weeks, right, because of an off-field incident that happened...
Has he been suspended?
No, he hasn't yet. But, you know, look, media's probably creating big blow-up anyway. But I'm saying, with that attitude, Haas gets suspended for 2 weeks, and you just got to cop that. Which, I mean, I don't think Haas should in any way get suspended.
No way.
Because it looks like he was being started on by someone who was pissed, and he was just like...
Just let it go.
Bro, new shoes, all right? Like, you don't fuck with new shoes.
Especially when you're on his money, you can't afford to buy another pair.
But, I mean, I dare say they're both not on great cash.
How do you know they weren't Will Smith's wife's shoes?
Oh, why? Why do you have to go for that? Like, where's the fun in that punchline? I hope you're all laughing at it.
Someone did.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I mean, you're just referencing something topical without, like, no context.
Right, where are we going with the show?
Yeah, that's it. We do. We got some buy, hold, sells we got to talk about. Thank you, Connor, for keeping us on track. You like the train. No, that's not yours. That's boom. There we go.
So what, this Ross goes?
Oh, pardon? No, buy, hold, sell. Thanks to Totally Addicted to Supercoach, Julian Leggy. Is it
Probably
Leggy
Ross
or
goes
Ledge? I
tomorrow.
think it's Leggy. All right, so he's knocked it down a bit this week. He was doing it team by team and a bit of game analysis throughout the first few rounds, but he's just knocked it down to just straight buy, hold, sell lists. So for the buys, Dane Gagai keeps getting it done. He reckons he's a potential centre wing keeper. Yay or nay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing. I mean, there's a reason. We've mentioned him almost every week on this show. I haven't bought him in yet, but he'll be one of the first upgrades that I do for sure. Of any of the cheapies that I've got in my crop at the moment, which I don't see as keepers, he'll be the first one that I upgrade to, or the target anyway.
Yeah.
Probably once he gets back from Origin.
Yeah, your problem is you will lose him guaranteed. For
Oh,
Origin.
100%. He's
So you'll get him. Don't get me wrong. You still got 9 weeks till Origin,
Yeah.
8 weeks till Origin. Still a lot of
it's a lot of points.
A lot of points to be had from Dane.
What's he averaging?
High 60s, I think.
I'll pull it up.
I think it's high 60s you'll find. Big fan. I'm a big fan of what he does there, to be brutally honest with you. He's your key man for attack. Ponga doesn't even seem to be that guy.
No,
Yeah.
Ponga's been very quiet, a lot focused in the middle, and yeah, Dane's been outstanding on that right edge. Him and Clifford are really starting to click pretty well, so happy days, I think, ahead for Gags owners, which probably in turn could translate to Dominic Young being on his outside, but he just doesn't have the base like Gags does, so...
Yeah. So what's his average? 78?
76.8. Yeah. 3-round average is 67. So, that's it. When he gets those attacking stats and he tons up, but he just puts in that base and power each and every week. He's an absolute weapon.
That's it. Lowest score of 59 on the weekend when we got beaten to 0, so that for a centre wing's pretty good.
Taylor May. Oh, okay. Can you bring this up for them so they can have a look too? Taylor May, 97 points obviously on the weekend, 106 the week before. Look, you got to get him for the cash grab this week. If nothing else, you have to get him for the cash grab.
Get him and play him.
Right, yeah, well, that's it. I played him last week. I
don't
can't
even
believe people left him on the bench. But, that's the difference. That's the difference between our scores this week. All right, straight up. Cam Murray, obviously, weapon for Souths. You will lose him to Origin as well, but you've got weeks yet. It's all been base and power.
For me,
he's
he's not so much a must get for me.
Well,
Nah, I don't think so. Anyway, do you think he's a must get, Con?
Oh, I think he's pretty close to, this year.
Really?
I really do. I think he's gone to that next level, and I think he's in the elite now. I think,
Really?
especially with the other second rowers, or other forwards in general, pretty much, I think, taking a back seat.
Yeah.
I think he's one to get a hold of. Price here at 714,000, but he's played over 70 minutes, or 72, 77, and 77 minutes in his last 3 games. So if he keeps them up, the numbers will keep coming.
Yeah, it's massive minutes compared to last year for him.
And possible attacking stats. He attracts him, he can hit the line, he can put people through the line.
Well,
so a lot of upside, I think, to Cam Murray.
They're about to open up, as you'll talk about later, I think, too. So,
Yeah.
actually, okay. You swayed me.
Payne Haas, 83 points last weekend. Standout front rower, personally must have. Surprised that you don't have him, Con.
Well, I think suspension pending, obviously, but him and IPAP are, obviously leaps and bounds ahead of the next front rower at the moment, I think. So
Yeah, that's it. Look, the goal is to get IPAP and get him in there, but for me at this point, I can't quite afford it. I've got Jai resting up there for the moment. But yeah, I like the idea of going to IPAP. We were talking to a guy before the show, and I think he said he was averaging something like 70, and we saw last year he can maintain that. Jag the attack and stat every once in a while, but he does a lot of the work over there. 100%. Danny Tupu, Bergs, I know you're sweet on him.
Very sweet on Toops. Like him.
Loving that left edge.
Very much. That set seems to be their side, as you've seen with Tupanua and Butcher's scores over the past few weeks. So
started slow, but I think he's gotten at least one try in each of these. But 72, 71, 79 for the last 3 scores. Looks like your keepers for the year could be Toops, Gags,
he's a bit of a quiet achiever, Toops. He goes about his business. He has way more hit-ups than I think he does.
He's got good base.
He honestly has way more hit-ups a game than I give him credit for in my head.
Like, he's not Toto, but I think he's got to be on like a 30 to 35 to 40 base kind of thing.
Yeah, he does a good job, and he's a finisher, you know. That's
In a good team.
That's what I like about Toops.
Good draw.
And he's never not there for it.
No,
He's always...
He's reliable.
He's always
He's a good winger.
Positionally sound, you know. So, yeah, I could never say no to Toops. Juzzy, where you going after Toops?
Papy, 193 on the weekend. He's proved that massive scores are definitely attainable in the fullback spot. He's an absolute monster. It looks like the go-to fullback for this year. Crazy to think that barring injury, he isn't a walk-up start for Origin. Number 14, but not like a walk-up onto the...
Mate,
I don't even know if he's a walk-up for the 14, to
I
be
don't
honest.
either.
Depending on what game plan they want to run.
He would probably be my 14, but yeah, I don't know if he's a walk-up
I
start.
think Nico's playing his way into 14 at the moment. But, yeah, hopefully for Supercoach's sake, yes, he does make the Origin side. For his sake, I hope he does. Origin's the fucking pinnacle of sport, let's face it. Everyone wants to play it.
Yeah.
Deserves it.
Yeah.
But for me, we're littered with fullbacks in that side. We've got Turbo in the centres. We've got Trell in the centres.
But he's proven that he can come on through the middle.
Oh, he done it for
and
Melbourne.
run amok.
And done well. I just think, positionally wise, Nico probably ticks more boxes.
Yeah.
Than him. And that's what would probably sway Nico in there. But yeah, for me, Pappenhausen, if you've still got Turbo and you have to get rid of him this week, that's the only way I'd go with my money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless you've already got Pappenhausen, then Teddy's your man.
Yeah.
All right. For the holds, David Fafita, 56 from base and power. I think that's his average at this point. He only got 53 on the weekend. Unless maybe that's a typo, pre and post updates.
That's right, I think.
Purely a hold, though, in his eyes. Tackle breaks and offloads are starting to come. Hopefully he goes large for owners soon. Personally, fingers crossed, because, I'm hoping he does go large for me very soon. I'm looking to hold. He's already lost a little bit of cash. What's he lost? 70K already. Lost 33 of that this week, so he's sort of chugging along, losing cash, which isn't great. But mind you, one big score and he'll throw that on.
I think when you brought David Feeder in at the start of the year, and most guns, when you bring him in, you got to expect to take a 100K hit.
You reckon?
You brought him in at top. You brought him in at the peak of the end of last season's price, their top of their performance, to then come into the start of a new year, little bit underdone, as we've all noticed. By the time round 4 and 5 come, points are starting to flow. Points are starting to flow. So, yeah, you got to sort of expect a little bit of a lull from the bigger name players at the start of the year. Like, they will come good. They didn't start at $800,000 for nothing at the start of the year. You know what I mean? They finished the end of the year averaging 85, I think he did. So he started the year with that price, and he'll probably finish the year averaging 85.
Yeah. The dude's a monster. The dude's a weapon. I get that. I just don't think I'd ever actually thought about it and actually gone, you know what? Yeah, I'm prepared to lose, nearly $1 million by the time I go through all the guns. But, I do believe in them. And that's why I've bought them in as guns. I see them as keepers, really. Like, ultimately, I do see them as keepers. And so I suppose if I lose a bit. But then that's where I couldn't go near the big namers. I couldn't go near Nath. I couldn't go near Tommy. Because I couldn't afford for those guys to lose me the same amount of cash between them, but only as 2 players instead of as about 7, 8, 9 players. Because that would have crippled me. Because then all of a sudden, if I stuffed up everything, I've lost 2 mil from my salary cap. You know what I mean? Or near enough to, which is just, oh man, I'm running on fumes by that point. And I was just like, no.
Well, if you started with Turbo, Fafita, and Cody Walker, you fucking troubled to start. You lost a lot of money.
Well, I mean, like,
lacked a lot
Fifi's
of
only
points.
lost you 70. Don't get me wrong. And I'm planning on holding Fifi. So, like, I suppose I can hold him for one more week and see what happens. That'll take him out to that 100K, and then maybe I'll make a decision.
In the next 5 weeks, he plays the Eels, Manly, Panthers, and the Chooks. So he's got 4 top teams, which he averaged about just under 60 probably last year against.
Because he has to do that base work. He has to do the hit-ups.
Because they shut down attacking stats. They know how to shut down the opposition's weapons.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if
But
you're
if
going
he
to get
drops-
off, now's probably the time.
He's
But I'm
averaging
holding.
60. So does that mean, like, how much is he actually going to drop if he gets down to an average of 60?
Another probably 50K.
So, yeah, I can deal with 50K. That only blows out to 120. To lose 120 and then lose him to Origin, that sort of sucks, though. So maybe I will jump off. Being that he's a gun, I can't afford to be losing cash if I'm going to be losing points come Origin time. It's one or the other for me.
He's probably a good straight swap over to IPAP if you didn't start with IPAP. He's on the way up and he's on the way down, so it could be a good swap over there.
That's true. That is very true. Parramatta still got a good draw for a bit. They do play the first bye. IPAP's not going to play Origin. And he's already averaging more. I think Fifi's averaging 60.
IPAP's just under 74.
There you go. So, all right. Did he get juiced up by attacking stats on the weekend, though? Because didn't they do a shellacking?
No, I think he's just been pretty much all base all year. I think he's just...
Yeah, well, he's just a horse, bro. Okay, CSC for Talakai. Seriously, watch if he's keeping that centre spot over at the Sharks. He proved that on the weekend. Top on the ton, 108 points. Absolutely killed it. So, you guys jumping on?
No.
No? Think he's a bit of a trap?
Just too much goes on there for me. And when Wade Graham comes back and Connor Tracy comes back, what's his role? Teague Wilton kept him out of the side most of the year last year, so I can't see why he'd make his way back in over Teague Wilton.
That will be by far his best game this year.
Fair enough. Okay, sounds like tickety trap for me then. Chris Randall.
Good money grab if you're up for that, but it's going to cost you 2 trades for, I don't think, a lot of cash.
Yeah, I'm personally not going near it for a cash grab. Unless he plays the first bye, but even then, probably not. Chris Randall, 62 points, 53 tackles in 80 minutes, which is more what we're used to seeing from him. His price will see a little boost and hopefully a nice low break even next week.
Yeah, well, that's what we expected from him at the start of the year. Hopefully he maintains that.
Hopefully.
He has started slow, but now definitely with that 60 whatever it was on the weekend, 62, I'll hold on at least for another week or two just to get those last couple of price rises out of him if you are looking.
Well, if he's going to start averaging 55 to 60, he's going to go up to mid-400s.
Yeah, that's
but if
500 for a bit, for
if
sure.
you've got the money to upgrade to a cheese or something like that, you do it, you know. Don't worry about those last couple of dollars, like they're a few dollars by the end, you know.
If you've
Yeah, I
still got
understand
some cash
that.
floating around that you were saving for Nath or something, and you save 200k by going to Hines instead, or you've downgraded Turbo and you've got some extra cash, yeah, okay, I could see that. But yeah, I'm personally with you, Con. Hold on for a few more weeks before I go for that upgrade. And Lachlan Ilias started to show some life and some confidence. South Straw's about to really open up. And he was taken on the line, which, is promising for attacking stats and for, all those assists and stuff like that. May miss a week with his kick, but solid to hold in Julian's opinion. You boys all still holding Ilias? You'll still got him?
Yeah, he'll get better.
The fact he got his highest score of the year against one of the better teams is promising. It's like, all right, cool. He's prepared to step up against the big boys. Then, yeah, cool. Hopefully he starts building some confidence. We'll see him step up against some of the teams. Like, we all expect South to run amok this year and starting to see. Well, I mean, they did pretty well last year. All right, cool. We've got a couple of sells too. So Ethan Bullymore, time to jump off, guys. He's completely dropped from the team. He's not losing you any cash, and you're only going to make about 100k if you're downgrading straight to a cheapie if you've got one. Otherwise, the other option is go for enough somewhere or a cheapie maybe down in the centres, cooler before his price rise, 175k. And yeah, bank the cash, move someone like Targo up to your second row, and get rid of him. You guys going to hold, or you guys going to any start with him?
I never got on.
Nah, same.
Dodge that bullet.
Did you get hit? Yeah, you obviously
Bullymore.
did. You haven't said a
Oh,
word.
Bullymore, yeah, sorry, no, I forgot he speak for a second. I got on. I'm just going to leave him there until cheapie comes along that I can
You got
downgrade
Cooler?
him to. I got Cooler.
So I don't think you can wait another week on Cooler, can you?
I got Cooler.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay,
that's what I mean. Yeah,
so you can't
Bullymore's
trade
going to
to
sit
him.
there until the next cash cow comes along.
Yeah. Fair enough. The Hammer, 12
Gone.
points this weekend. PCL injury. Yeah. Go.
Yeah,
Gone.
absolutely.
Should have been gone last week, really.
Did you ever jump on?
Nah.
Nah, sweet. And Amon, -1 point. Didn't it blow out to -3?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, neither am I.
Who cares? He's a judge.
Yeah. Really hurts the holders, but yeah, just get rid of him now, pretty
33% of
much.
teams still got him, so
The fact that he's still playing is your problem. He's going to be your A nightmare. He's going to cause you nothing but trouble.
he's just
I think you're only
he's-
going to make 80k off him.
You're not making shit off him. He's losing money
Look,
now.
if you're not doing the loop and you don't need to be able to play him, but if you're contemplating running the loop, you're going to have to deal with that each week. So you'd want to hope Dragons play early in the week, so that way you can at least see what you're going to be dealing with, because he's going to be a genuine AE nightmare for you most weeks.
Yeah, you got to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Especially in the COVID day and age.
You'd be better off if he got dropped from the side completely, and at least then you could leave him there like Bullymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you'd be happy then. But yeah, so get off a moan. There's actually a bunch more in the article on supercoach360.com, so make sure you jump on there. Julian puts in a lot of hard work every week. He gives us buy, hold, sell list, and it's generally pretty on the money. I've been reading it each week, and it's definitely helped me do my trades. So jump on supercoach360.com. We generally get most of these articles on a Tuesday, so we upload them every Tuesday. Alrighty, so moving on, we got the team list twist. Massive shout out to Ross Mann for once again throwing these up on Supercoach 360. He started recording them because we knows you guys love him. Lots of positive comments for Ross because we want to get him out of his shell a bit. We know you guys love what he has to say, but he's just not used to saying it to you guys yet. So make sure you get that. Lots of positive comments.
Welcome to another edition of Team List Twist. We're up to round 5. Got a few changes, some big changes too, obviously with a couple of key players being out this week. So first of all, we'll look at Knights versus Manly. So Knights first, the changes for Newcastle are Tyson Frizzell has been named despite his hammy injury, but obviously keep an eye on final teams for that one to see whether he plays or not. And the other change is Jacob Safidi starts with Leo Thompson dropping back to the bench. For Manly, Turbo is out with his injury. He's expected to be out for 4 weeks, with Kawela starting at fullback. And Christian Tipanula starts in the centres with Brad Parker named in the reserves. So that could be another one that could be another late change as well. For Warriors versus Cowboys, Warriors, AFB is injured and named on the extended bench, with Bunty Afoa named to start. Bailey Sirinen will start on the edge with Josh Curran named at lock. Joe Stavunga and Ben Murdoch-Masilla are both out, with Jack Murchie and Aaron Penne coming onto the interchange bench. For the Cowboys, Scott Drinkwater starts at fullback replacing Hammer, who is out injured. And Jermaine Tanua-Brown starts in the front row with Reuben Cotter dropping back to the bench. Roosters versus Broncos. Quite a few changes here for the Broncos, with Pat Carrigan out with an injury and Cove Hetherington will start at lock. Albert Kelly is out injured with Billy Walter starting 5'8". Keenan Pasalia will start in the front row, and Kurt Capewell returns from injury in the back row, while Corey Pakes and Corey Jensen join the interchange bench, and TC Rabadi drops to the reserves. So for the Roosters, they have no changes. They'll stick with the same 17 from last week, with Billy Smith still out with his injury. Raiders versus Storm. Raiders, we have no changes. And also for the Storm, there's also no changes for them either, both sticking to the same 17 from last week. South versus the Dragons. So for South, Jackson Paulo is out with a head knock, replaced by Josh Mansour. Mark Nichols is out injured, replaced by Tom Burgess. Sylvia Havali drops to the reserves, and Blake Tafe and Dave Molly join the interchange bench. For the Dragons, Jaden Sewell returns from suspension with Jack Javeski dropping to the reserves. Aaron Woods will start with Blake Laurie reverting back to the bench. For the Titans versus the Eels, Titans get some big names back this week from COVID, with Bo Firma, Isaac Liu, and Philip Sammy all returning from COVID. For the Eels, Sean Lane returns, with Ryan Matheson dropping back to the bench and Bryce Cartwright drops to the reserves. Sharks versus Tigers, surprisingly, no changes for either side. Both sides going 1-17, same as last week. Dogs versus Panthers is the last game of the round. For the Dogs, they have made changes to the halves again, with Cole Flanagan replacing Brendan Wakeham, who reverts back to the bench, and Bailey Biondo Odo drops to the reserves. For the Panthers, no changes. And that is all your changes for team list for round 5. Good luck, everybody, and happy trading.
For that. Thank you to Roscoe for that, mate. Obviously, the big change there is Turbo out. And Cooler to fullback, but apart from that, not really a great deal of Supercoach relevance in all of that.
I think Cooler maintains.
What?
Like fullback spot,
I've
or
got
Garrett
no idea.
goes
I've got
there?
no idea how he plays fullback, so.
Let's hope so.
But yeah, okay. So we got Guy here for his Super Pod segment.
How we doing, boys?
Good Guy, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I wasn't on the happy Papy train, so
Yeah, you know.
bit disappointing. Put up, I think, 1160, 1170, something around there, but I'm in the 20,000s with UConn now, so
Yeah.
hopefully bounce back this week. But I was looking at just the pods under 5%. I felt as though this week, apart from maybe May, if you don't have him already,
Yep.
there was no really must-have.
Yep.
So this was a week I felt a lot of people going different options. So I was looking at ones that no one were going. First one on the list was Campbell Graham. He's averaged 60 through the first 4 games, but they have played Panthers, Storm and Roosters. He doesn't play any of the big 3 again until round 19, which we'll touch on in the draw. So that's a big loss. The only losses I could see Rabbits having during that run was either Eels or Manly. But even then, I think Rabbits still could put in a good result anyway. I'm surprised at how low he is, considering he's got the honey badger look. I thought more people would be into the look, but what do you boys think about him?
Look, I'm a fan. I'm a massive fan. I've been a fan of his for years, man. If he was on that left-hand side, I'd probably start with him every year. It was just a matter of how they were going to use Ilias for me. I drafted the bloke, but for my classic team, he was a bit expensive to start the year. Once my players start to juice up, probably he's a definite look-in for me, because he won't play Origin. At best, he'll be 18th, 19th man.
Yeah. He is 517k, break even is 62, so not going up at a rate that you have to bring him in. But with their draw, I think
that's it.
At that ownership, he could be one to target. Next one on the list was one you mentioned before, Daniel Tupu. I was surprised that only 4.4% have him. 568, so you're paying a bit more. Break even at 31, so he's probably pushing up 600k after this week. You said his last 3, he's gone set. Lowest was 71. All of them had a try, which he should get, especially with their draw. Even the game without a try, he put up a 36. I thought for a centre wing, it's not the worst. He has at least 17 odd runs a game.
And considering he scores a try more games than he doesn't, he being in that team.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Just upcoming around Broncos, Warriors, Dragons, Bulldogs, Titans. I can't see him averaging less than 60. So I think he's a great option if you have the cash at centre wing.
Yeah.
You boys both agree?
Yeah, well, they've already
Fancy
scored
Tupu.
8 tries down that side, so they're averaging 2 a game. I can see that increasing.
Yep. Next one on the list is also at centre wing. I actually touched on him at the start of the year, but no, he seems to always be down pod ownership. But Catella, he's 563, break even to 30, so similar boat. Very, very similar to Tupu, that his last 3 games he hasn't scored below 71, and all of them had a try and a line break, exactly like Tupu. In his game without a try, he only put up a 15, which is a slight worry. But I think on the ends of Hines and Kennedy this year, I think he can maintain close to that 60-point average. And at 1%, I'm shocked at the amount of people going Talakai, when and the likes of Firma when Catella's a much higher ceiling than players like that. So and better job security.
Talakai's a cash grab, I think. Most people are going for the back-to-back 100 money. Catella, for me, like you said, his floor's 15. That's if you're going to spend the money. I think it's a little bit less or a little bit more for. It's a little bit more for Tupes, isn't
Sorry,
it?
I wasn't Talakai's at second row. The one I was thinking of was Xavier Coates. Similar to him in that he's got no base, but he's on the end of a back line where they're going to score a lot of tries.
Yeah.
So that's what I was putting the whole Sian Catella down to. If you think Hines and Kennedy and Sharks are going to be a top 6 team, I think then he's going to average 60 plus for the year.
Yeah.
So he's definitely on the right side. Next one on the list is a bit of a surprising one. Wanga Blake. He's been on an absolute run, and Parramatta have just been on fire. He's averaged 59 through the first 4 games. He's comes up a run of Titans, Tigers, Knights and Cowboys over the next month, which we're going to touch on as well, Con. So he's got a break even at 9. The one stat that I love that so far in his 4 games, he's averaged 9 points a game in tackle bus. So you put up the likes of Talakai or those type of players with tackle bus, and Wanga Blake's been right up there. He's actually, I think he's been a bit trappy in the past, but this year, I don't know, I think I've seen a new Wanga Blake. Do you boys think I'm on a different planet, or have you seen a new Wanga Blake too?
No, I've always seen potential there. He's just now in a position where the Eels love to attack the most, which he's benefiting from. So, yeah, I think make the most of it while he's there.
He doesn't have to pass the ball anymore.
Nah.
So he's on the end of it. So he's fast. He's strong, like you just said. He's 9 tackle breaks.
He's about that 450 option, so he's a little bit cheaper.
Wing's probably his position. Like if we be real, like he's probably been out of position his whole NRL career.
Well, when Russell went down, I seen he got named on the wing. I went and picked him up in a few drafts.
Yeah.
So I knew there was going to be points there for him.
Why didn't you share with me?
I did. I think I said it on the podcast a week or 2 ago.
Yeah, but not like when it was anyway.
Yep.
Next one on the list was Cody. Now, Cody, I feel as though if you don't have Munster or D-Bags, then I think he's your man to go to. I think there's no point bringing one of them two in now. I think Cody's your man with that draw coming up like we touched on before. Even if you do have Munster or Brown there, I think once Schneider or Ilias peaks, I think you should be going straight to Cody. He's got nothing of a flaw. Relies on attacking stats. Even in 2 games he has scored a try. He hasn't even cracked 60.
Well, thanks to Lewis.
And the 2 games without a try, he hasn't cracked 30. So
his stats were just up there. Then he's very, very poor this year. His highest score is 59. It's not.
He hasn't looked like he's been wanting to be out there, but I just think he's dropped that much cash now at 580. He's still got a break even at 75, so you can wait a week or 2. But at that ownership, he's got the ability to go 150 plus, which not many other players do.
Yeah, he does, but he got a 17 the other week,
and
that for me is unacceptable when you're in that's a Monet shit.
Yeah, but
that's a Monet shit.
Munster didn't put up too much more this week.
Munster got a 33 still.
He
5 blokes around him got massive scores. Like at the end of the day, Munster didn't have to do much last week. Well, Munster wasn't called upon.
Are you a fan, Con?
Not at the moment.
No.
I just don't know about South at the moment. They're a bit up in the air for me.
You always prefer the Campbell Graham option at South.
Yeah, if I'm going anywhere, I'm going Campbell Graham's a good base centre wing.
Yeah, and the last one on the list now was also back at the Sharks with their run was Jesse Raymond. Now, every year he seems to be a pod.
Love Jesse Raymond.
He's 550 odd, break even at 31. He's averaged 56 through the first 4 games. But the best thing with him compared to all the other centre wings is he doesn't need those tries to get his scores. He's got some ability to just break tackles and get offload. So that base attack just shoots him right up there.
Yeah, I'm
So,
a fan of Jesse.
He's a safe option, so I don't think, he hasn't got the ceiling of those others. But if you're more into your safety, I think Jesse's 1%. A lot of people jumped on the back last year, and he didn't burn too many. You boys like him, or you wouldn't go near him?
I do.
Once you build up that cash at centre wing.
I do. I like Jesse Raymond. He's solid, man. Like you said, when he runs the ball hard, and he runs it back ferociously. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be in front of the bloke trying to tackle it. You know?
I don't like him. I think, he's got good base, but he just doesn't get the attacking stats. So he doesn't attract any. He hasn't never been really a top 10 centre wing average by the end of the year, really, let alone top 5, which you really want. So
couldn't be his breakout year for you, or you just don't see that?
I think he's had plenty of times to have a breakout year. Personally, I don't know. He's got great work rate, great base, great tackle busting ability, strong, but he just doesn't seem to find the attacking stats regularly enough.
Yeah.
Nah.
No,
Family last year, fucking
Catella because he's on the better side. But all right, well, we'll go on to the draw now. So we'll touch on a few of the teams and look at potentials that we go there. Not pod ownership, just in general. First one, I think we'll just go top team. Panthers, they won't lose against anyone, so they seem to always have a good run. But they play Dogs, Broncos, Raiders, Titans, Eels in the next 5. So obviously you're going to have Targo and May. You're going to hold both, at least till May gets potentially dropped. But you boys, any liking of any other Penrith players? Like, obviously, Nath, you waiting for him to drop?
I think just about anyone down that left-hand side and Nath are all good options from Penrith over the next 5 weeks.
Yeah. They do have a couple of trappy options. Like, we've talked about Arpy, even Fisher Harris.
I'd only go May, Targo, Kick-Out.
Luai.
Cleary.
I know you're not a fan of Luai.
Luai's had a pretty good year this year. He's only averaging 62. I think there's better out there.
Yeah.
For me,
and Yo? What about Yo?
Solid, but he's dropped off a bit since.
I don't mind Stephen Crichton. To be honest with you,
he's looked good. He's looked better this year, and the fact that Penrith haven't solely gone down their left, they haven't been afraid to go on the right. So I haven't mind Critter.
Well, they scored 12 tries down their left, 5 down their right.
And I reckon if you went back last year, they were predominantly a lot more left.
And
this
then
time.
A lot of the teams that they're playing, 5 of the teams they're playing concede over 50% of their tries on their right-hand side. So their left side's in for a field day over the next coming 6 weeks.
Yeah. So Luai could be a good buy.
Could be.
Next up on the list, Storm, same thing. They play Raiders, Sharks, Warriors, Knights and Dragons over the next 5. So, load up on them. I think Harry, Munster and Papy, you'd obviously hold through the whole way. I know I've kind of thought, I've had the thought of going Papy up to Turbo, or maybe Papy down to Turbo in the coming weeks, depending on what happens. Some people have called me crazy, but I'm not sure I want to trade Teddy either. That fullback spot, you can only have 2. And I think other than those 3 Melbourne players, any other good options?
I like Coates. Big fan of Coates and Cheese.
I had a look at Xavier Coates, 414k, good break even.
Jerome Hughes too.
My issue is the floor with him. Like, I think his game without it, his tries and try assists, and he's only putting up 50s and 60s. So.
Well, he's averaging 64, so I'm pretty happy with that at the moment, and I think he can continue. Melbourne are only going to get better.
Yeah, it's a good point. I just the fact that he doesn't have runs, but again, he could be wrong. You like Jerome Hughes, do you?
Yeah, I don't mind Jerome Hughes. If he's that halfback that just pokes along, does his job well. Averaging 64 at the moment. So.
Yeah, I think bring up Xavier Coates for us. I think
he had him up second.
Oh, did he?
I forgot about screen.
Yeah.
I think with Hughes, I think at halfback you either have to have Cleary or Hines. I think they're going to be your 2 premiums. Maybe during Origin time you could go with Hughes, or I like a Benny Hunt option if he doesn't make the Queensland side. But I think the other 2 are your premium options.
There's your Coates.
Yeah, so Xavier Coates, I think put up what he scored a 70 or 80 last week, but he had a try and a couple of assists.
87 last week, yeah. But his lowest score was only
Go down to
45, so that's one of them things you can sort of cop that.
Mm. Yeah, well, like Con said, if he can maybe keep up the attacking stats, but I just don't like the fact that he's going to throw up a 20 without it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we'll move on. Again, top team Roosters as well. They also have a good draw. A couple of people are holding the likes of players who I think should have been sold already. But we'll touch their draw. They play Broncos, Warriors, Dragons, Bulldogs, Titans over the next 5. Teddy's obviously a must have depending on who you have at fullback. But he's a great option. Other than Teddy at the Roosters, I don't think there's anyone that's you have to have. We've talked up the likes of Joey Manu, Daniel Tupu, even Angus if he can come back and start. Tupanua, Kiri, Walker. You know, you've got a lot of options, but I don't think any of them are really shouting pick me.
Front row's starting to get better. Lindsay Collins starting to get more minutes and score more points. So if you wanted to go a different way in the front row, I wouldn't say no to Lindsay, even though you will definitely lose him for Origin.
I'd happily have Tupu, Manu and Teddy in my team if I could afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd load up on them.
I
I had Walker to start, but I punted him off because I just didn't like what I was seeing. And yeah, I don't know. Like they just rely, both of them, even Kiri, they both rely heavily on attacking stats. And we thought they would come, but yeah, I'm not as patient, especially when you've got the likes of Hines and now Nath back and all these Munster, Dylan Brown, all these players gone big in the half. So yeah. Anyway, next up on the list we had was the Eels. Over the next month, they play Titans, Tigers, Knights, and Cows. Obviously, IPAP's probably fixture proof. I think he's probably their top Supercoach player.
Absolutely.
After that, they've got quite a few options. Now, a lot of people are going Moses and D-Bags this week.
Bags is a good get. Bags taking his game up a gear. He's running the ball. He's not just a passenger in the team like last year.
My issue is who you're selling to get to him. Like that's the whole issue with the trade. Like I wouldn't go Munster to him. There's no point selling Munster. And then if you're going to go one of Villiers or Schneider up to him, I think they've still got a lot more cash to make. So
yeah, they do. But you get your solidified gun and you've locked it away.
Yeah.
And then it's there. It's done. It's dusted.
I liked him a lot better last week when he was much more of a pod option. But yeah. I still see huge appeal if Parramatta are going to keep playing the way they are and he's going to keep playing the way he does.
Yeah,
he looks the goods, man.
He's living up to expectation finally.
Yeah.
Gutho could be a shout over Origin. Wanga Blake, I don't mind as a pod in the centre wing.
Well, I think you find
Reid Marnie, do you think he's going to hit back to form or do you think he's a no-go again?
I think he's where he's at. This is where Reid's at. That's where Reid's at. He's never been Harry Grant-esque, has he? He's always been that tier below.
Maybe Con's boy Sean Lane goes on a bit of a run over the next month with that draw. They've got the ability to score points. And then my sneaky one that Con didn't have was actually the Cows. So they played Warriors, Raiders, Titans, Eels, Knights, Tigers. So the next 6 games. Now, Con said there's no options at the Cows. Now, I actually went and had a look, and there's quite a few highly owned players.
I didn't say there was
Cows.
no. I said there wasn't great options, I don't think. I said Lolo was probably the best option being a forward, being fixture-proof, but apart from that, they're all fickle.
Yeah, well, a lot of people have the likes of Nanai. Some people are bringing in Cotter. A lot of people have Hiku. We've got our mate over here who's brought in Dearden.
Don't remind him. Poor Louis.
So, yeah, I actually think, there are a lot of people that have Cowboys players. So they are, quite dependent. And I think with that run, they should get a few wins. Tigers have a decent run as well, but I mean, they're not going to score too many points. So yeah, I think you're probably better off going with the top 4 teams in Roosters, Melbourne, Storm,
especially
and
for Bags.
And Rabbits was the last team. out of the good teams. They had a good run, which
That's
we
it.
touched on before.
The Cowboys got a good draw, but they could easily lose half of them, if not more.
What's your thoughts on Arrow? It's with South's good run. Do you think he's going to be a whole season long, or up until Origin at least?
I don't know. He's just surviving. Like
He's
where
got that
he needs
dual-
to be, kind of thing.
He's got that duel that makes him handy. But I mean, with South's good draw, AJ's dropping in price. I personally would prefer to go a Campbell Graham at centre wing. But yeah, Cody's dropping. I wouldn't mind Cody once Schneider peaks. But other than that, at South, Latrell, I just can't go because the issue is you can only have 2 fullbacks.
Yeah.
Is there any at South you'd go? Maybe Keon?
Nah, not for me now.
Cameron Murray's another one that a lot of people are going. Do you boys like him?
I do like him, Murray. I didn't like him at first till the boys
He's quite good looking, isn't he?
pointed something out. Yeah, he's a bit of a sort.
Yeah, Murray's pretty much the only one I'd touch at the moment. I want to see a lot more cohesion between the South's back line before I touch anyone else in their team.
Yeah, true. Even with their draw, we'd like to see a bit first. But yeah, that's about it. Do you have anyone else you wanted to throw in, Con?
What do you got there, Kilo? What's this?
No. We talked. Yeah, that's right.
No, we haven't. Have we? Oh.
What's coming up?
Well, what's coming up next is PPM with Brad, I believe.
Yeah, Brad Smith.
Evening Supercoaches, evening lads. Welcome to another Teamless Tuesday night. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone saw lots of green arrows this week. This week we saw the return of the Super Scores. Unfortunately, we also saw some dodgy refereeing with some weird sin binnings here and there. And of course, we saw one of the most diabolical games, which, unfortunately, we were inflicted by. I unfortunately sat down to watch it, got very bored, started munching on way too many Bob Marley biscuits, and didn't see the end of the second half or the amazing finish that apparently occurred. But anyway, this week hopefully we're going to see a lot better football. Now this week I'm going to take you through a couple of forwards which caught my eye, and mainly you're going to know some of these, but the reason they sparked my interest is because we've got to move on David Papalihi. Those people that have him, I've got him. I've got to get rid of him. He's shit. He's got to go. And if Payne Haas, although I don't think anything's really going to happen with it, but if Payne Haas is forced to miss some time, we might have to move on him too. So we'll have a look at a couple of forwards that might enable us to do this. The first one of these, have a look at this fella. What a goer he is. Isaiah Papalihi. How good is he going? Now, he's last week he got 78 points in about 66 minutes. 1.2 ppm he's travelling at. He's got a 3-round average of 79, so that's shitting all over anything that David Fafita's doing at the moment. He is 700, so you're going to have to go up from Fafita to him, but it's not a huge jump. And with a BE of 51, he's not going to lose you any money. You're going to hang right in there. He should pretty much easily get to the 51. So if you got any cash in your bank and you're looking to move on Fafita, grab this bloke. Just do it. Grab him. He's starting every single week, getting good minutes. He's not going to lose you anything. The next one we'll have a look at. Never really been a big fan of this fella, but anyway. TPJ. Figures are telling me something different. Now, we all sort of had him in to start the season, and then just before the season kicked off, we got rid of him because of his, we were just assuming he was going to be a lunatic. There's even betting markets out there every week to see who, at what point in the game, he's going to get his first infringement or get put on the record. But, right, at 569, to get him, it's actually a downgrade. It's going to You're actually going to be making a positive cash move. Scored a hell of a lot of good points, about 80 points last week at 1.2 ppm. He's got a 60 for his 3-game average, which is not too bad at all, considering one of them wasn't the greatest score there, but the other two were very good. I like him a lot. There's a lot to be said for him. He's scoring well at good points per minute, getting good minutes, and he's got a very reasonable BE as well, so he's probably going to be going up in cash, not down. So you could do a lot worse. The last one I'm going to have a look at, Reuben Cotter from the Cowboys. This bloke really sparks my interest a lot, 381,000. So you're going to be making yourself a hell of a lot of cash if you come down from David Fafita. Bank that cash, get Cleary in 2 weeks' time. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm putting it out there. That's, 55 last week at 1 ppm. The week before, I think he had 63. He's only played the 2 games. So he's set for a big fat price rise this week because he's got a BE of only 4. Reuben Cotter, the best bit about him that I really like, and this is probably me forward thinking way too much, but he will be playing the first bye round. He is a dual. He's a dual hooker, second row. So at that first bye round, you've got a lot of things you can do with him. Very, very nice pick up for those. I've heard him spoken about around about the place, and I think some of the good judges aren't wrong. This guy's a one to jump on. He's going to make you some positive cash, so if you get a chance to do it, do it. That's about it for me, folks. I hope you have a good pod for the rest of the night. Everybody go to 360, Supercoach360.com. Get into those articles there. Plenty of good stuff from Roscoe. Plenty of good stuff from Supercoach Hub. My wrap-up of the week that's just been is up there. So get into it, folks. Have some fun. Share it around to all your mates. And let's hope you get more green arrows this week. Thanks, guys.
No, thank you, Brad. Again, you've done another outstanding write-up in the website and another outstanding video with some outstanding stuff for us to think about. Now, guys, what Brad was talking about in there, selling D-feed to grab IPAP, TPJ or Cotter, now all have merit. Cotter got named on the bench this week, so when Brad put this out was probably pre-knowing that. So don't get me wrong, with a break-even of 4, still set to make cash. But not now as juicy as the other two. Boys, where do you go with your David Feeder money if you're selling?
I'm probably going them in that order. If not, I'm going IPAP, Huss, 1 and 2.
Yep.
Depending on my jewels, obviously. And yeah, I don't mind TPJ as a bit of a pod.
Yep.
Like Brad said, we were all in him at the start of the year. And just, I think he missed the first week.
Well, he did.
And then everyone backed out and haven't got back in yet.
Hamstrings.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Reuben Cotter, I think he needs more minutes, personally. Well, I know he'll probably make 120k maybe or something like that, a bit more, slowly. But yeah, he needs more minutes. A point a minute, I want him 70 plus.
Yeah. Juzzy, would you jump? What order would you go? IPAP, TPJ, or cash grab Cotter? Because you're a man who needs some cash, aren't you?
I would have thought 1, 2, 3 until he said at the end, I'm doing the Cotter downgrade to Cleary, and Brad knows his stuff, and I'm tempted to follow what he's saying and do the exact same thing because I want Cleary. But I was thinking with a straight sort of sideways. I think Guy said it earlier about, or maybe Con said it earlier about, doing the sideways while IPAP's on the up. Go straight to IPAP, bring Jai Arrow back down into my second row. Tough. I'm not sure. I think I'm actually more inclined to go that way. Go IPAP. And I'll probably do the cash grab last because TPJ, as much as he's got some feral in him, that's why I like him.
Well, I got TPJ. I'm an owner of TPJ. Got a 30 last week. IPAP didn't get no 30s.
No.
Let me tell you that. TPJ to me, He's the X factor forward. Like, he's just as good as. Oh, he's not quite David Fafita caliber, but potentially he's got it. Like, he's got the potential to be the Dogs' best forward.
Definitely. And he's a super coach friendly game.
He does.
Offloads, tackle busts.
So for me, I'll definitely get iPad first. But I own TPJ, so it's easy for me to say that because I'm not thinking about, what way can I go, what way can I put on. But for me, even still, I'd definitely look at iPad first. Just his work rate's fucking exceptional. Like,
yeah,
he's such a worker. Like, he doesn't have the offload of a TPJ, and the rest he just goes about business. And
he doesn't stop.
Yeah, that's what I like about the bloke.
I think Murray and Kick Out too are also worth a mention. I think they're right in there too. I'd be jumping on those two.
Yeah.
As well.
Well, yeah, Kicks has got a juicy draw coming up. Murray's just getting better and better as time goes on for him, isn't it?
Yeah, well, his minutes have increased. He played 77 in the last 2 weeks, so
yeah,
if that trend continues, good stuff, Murray.
Yeah. Gentlemen, are we moving along from Brad's segment?
I believe we have moved along. Oh, I think it's time for questions, buddy. Question time. All right, sweet as. So, apparently it's question time. So let's get into some questions, eh? I got the live questions. We've got a bunch of people still in there on the Facebook. Thank you very much for watching and tuning in each and every week. We love you. Lance George is in there. Scott Smith says g'day. Justin Askew. Bazza McCormick reckons boost away, boys. Vows is in there. Nico Heffernan's in there. Shannon Pinkowski. First question is Talakai a trap?
For me, yes.
Yeah, well, I think we've already answered this question a little bit earlier on in the show.
He's trap-ish. Like, he's going to make money over the next couple of weeks.
He's not going to pull tons every week, though. Don't be deceived. He's got 30s in him, and if he's on the bench, he possibly even less.
Yeah, no, he does. But while he's been named at centre and definitely playing 80 minutes, and that seems to be their attacking side.
It's a yes or no question.
For the next 3 weeks, no.
All right, cool.
After that,
Clays Hillbomb disagrees with you. Says yes, Talakai is a trap. Watto's in there. Nico Heffernan. So my trades this week: Turbo. He's not stoked about that. To Paps and Fafita to Murray. Thoughts? Maybe throw the captain on Moses after his big game last week. I'd throw the captain on Papy if you're doing that trade because I think he had a slightly bigger game last week. Turbo. I don't think we've really addressed this. Turbo out with an MCL.
Yeah, we've addressed it.
Did we? I know Bergs was having a good old chuckle about it before the show, being a non-owner. He was loving the fact.
No, I wasn't chuckling because I never like to see anyone get injured.
Oh, no, but like in the Supercoach world about the people that started with him, lost cash, and are now pretty much forced to make a trade.
I think they're great trades.
Well, I'm on them for sure.
Everyone that started with Turbo, you got to feel bad for him. But in saying that, you put yourself in that position. We all know that he's injury prone. We all know that it's a slow start to the season, so...
You reckon he was running down the Corso again, eh?
Nah.
Slipped in the shower, sure.
Probably not off the piss this year.
So, Michael Hucker asks if Talakai will hold his spot. Bergs reckons about 3 weeks. Let's see what happens.
Oh, wait, Graham comes back. When he comes back, then you'll know exactly what's going on with Talakai.
Cade Burgess, talking about cheapies, brought in, used the boost mid-weekend to bring in Cooler when he was named. And I think was talking about Taylor May being the other cheapie that they've brought in nice and early. Stoked about that. Sean O'Veirett says g'day. Cade Burgess is asking, why can't the AE be a 0 if the player's score is negative, so you just cop a 0 on the topic we were talking about earlier, Con? What do you reckon about that? That's pretty much what you were suggesting too, wasn't it?
No, give them the minus.
Give them the minus.
Yeah, give them what they actually scored. That's what they scored. That's what they bloody should be.
All right, fair enough. Andrew Bicknell played a moan, copped his -1, still pumped out a 14-15.
Fucking Bickies, mate. Get out of town. 4-15, played a moan. It's a big week.
What? 4-15?
Yeah. Yeah. Nearly 420.
Bickers puts out a good point about the AE thing.
Okay, what's happening? Andrew Bicknell makes a good point about the AE thing. AE from the specific position won't work, e.g. if you need an AE for fullback and your fullbacks already played both, then what?
Fullbacks already played both.
Yeah.
Well, then you don't need an AE for that.
No, you're already playing both of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's it. Look, it wouldn't work, and I thought that as I said it, as it came out of my mouth. But they can't hear me, so continue.
Okay, Scotty Smith. Played Sloan, didn't play Randall, got 14-26. Nice, Scotty.
Nice.
Justin Askew. Hey guys, my general strategy is cheapies and guns, following the Supercoach rules like don't chase last week's points, don't sell a gun, etc. But it's really not working for me this year. Not sure if I'm just unlucky with the players I'm picking, or should I throw the... Can you click the see more thing? Oh, yeah. Or should I throw the rules out the window? No, we got Louis involved.
Get on the mic, Louis.
Yeah, jump on Juzzie's mic, Louis.
I think unless the gun's truly underperforming, I'd keep him on board.
We just heard from Brad a second ago, and he's good super coacher. You know what I mean? He's probably one of the better ones that we know and talk to. He's selling DF this week. Got a plan. He's got a plan to go down to Cotter, bring in Nath in 2 weeks' time. That's sort of he's a planner, Brad. You know, he's very.
I can definitely see the appeal, especially looking at his draw.
And in a couple of weeks' time, hopefully all your cheapies have juiced up to a decent point, and then these people that you have had to sacrifice, I know it's something you shouldn't do, like trade back in a gun, but they're going to find form. So you can only hope that if they lose enough money for it to make it worth you bringing them back.
Yeah.
Look, you know what? At the end of the day, it's your team. Sometimes rules are there to be fucked up, and just do it. Like, do what you've got to do to get there
Well,
to
the
win.
more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm leaning towards reverse my trades and get rid of Fifi.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been
I'm
listening.
just thinking about trading him down to Cooler and just what that money could do for the rest of my team.
Yeah.
It could really set me up and be in a place where
See,
I
we're
wouldn't
all
have been for another 6 weeks maybe.
we were all very guilty of that, hanging on to them one guy too long, and it's cost you during your season. And this could be the guy. You know, he could be the guy. If you don't
make or break you.
If you don't get rid of now, he goes on a run of 50s for the next 6-7 weeks. You're fucked. In saying that,
now, he goes on a run of 150.
Also, the same guy that could go, fuck this. I'm going to have 20 hit-ups a game for the rest of the year, and anyone who sold him got massive regrets, you know?
Maybe he's got himself and he's just waiting for everyone. He doesn't have himself, he's waiting for everyone to get off, and he's getting on.
Jamie Flynn. Who could I trade Stags in for? Boys, he's not going as well as I thought he would.
I'm not sure exactly how much cash he's lost at the moment, but yeah, a few of those ones Guy mentioned earlier. I don't mind Tupu, Manu.
Yeah, you're going to have to find money to do that.
Otherwise, go to Cooler and bank the cash and go somewhere else.
Yeah, he could be your best bet. And there's that other guy who's... Oh, he's touch and go, but the other centre there.
Or May if you don't have him.
Yeah, May's the other. If you don't have May, get on him this week, guys. He's got set for some massive money.
Louis?
You could even bring in a Coates. As touched on before, a lot of their attack seems to be going down that side. He's going to score tries. He's playing for a wing in a Melbourne team. He's at 4.14 at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I see the appeal to Coates. Con's an owner, so he wouldn't really think about.
I didn't know. That's my bad. I should have thought about that.
I'm a non-owner, and I have looked at Coates a couple of times. Cooler for me this week's got a lot of appeal as well, but if I could actually afford him.
Yeah, well, I've got Cooler in my team from the beginning, and this week I brought in Coates. So
well, Cooler, don't get me wrong, Cooler's going to probably make more money, but I think Melbourne's got the nice draw now. Really, Coates is set to go on a run, really. He's done okay to start, so. Brad Smith, is Cooler the pickup next week, given his first week's score was so low?
Well, you're going to still make cash this week. But yeah, you could probably leave it a week if you wanted to. But
Look, you could do that, Brad. But if he comes in and plays a Tommy sort of role, even does half what Tommy does, he's set for some good points. He's set for at least 60, 70 points. Well, in saying that, Tommy hasn't reached his full potential this year.
well, just with a 32, it'll make just under 30k.
So yeah, I could honestly see the potential to go other ways if you had to, and pick Cooler up next week if he's only going to make 30k.
Yeah.
So.
But in saying that, if you bust out a 70, that'd be 60k and so on. So.
Yeah. At that, it starts to get a bit unviable.
You start to kick yourself.
All right. Scotty Smith just says, let's just call him Koala. Fuck it. Koala playing fullback's very tasty. Just quickly, I've got one from Instagram because it's only one, and then we'll go back to Elijah. Okay. Mitchie Whittaker. Who should I prioritise trading in for Cooler if named, Amone or Cobbo? Trading out for Cooler.
Jeez.
It's a tough
get
one.
rid of Amone first, just because I see more potential in Cobbo, but yeah.
Yeah.
Ideally, want to get rid of both of them ASAP.
Yeah. Elijah Tippany. I want enough Ellie Catella as my only trade this week for cash when needed, and not to lose cash. Do you rate nothing at this early?
Well, if you've already got main cooler, I can see the appeal. But if you got main cooler and a Firm or a Targo in your centres, I'd definitely go one of those before I think about nothing out at the moment.
Yeah, especially with the price of cooler.
Yeah. Even Tui Peloto, the centre for Manly this week.
Yeah. Well, he'll eventually nuff him.
4 to 6 weeks, then yeah, he can make some decent points.
You might not need the cash. You might just nuff himself out for you. Like
maybe play over Origin.
Yeah, if you're lucky. All right, Justin, ask you again. Hey guys, do I go Sam Walker to Teddy and have to play young Maney, or M King starting at front row, or AFB to Papy, Papy, like Papalihi, IPAP?
I'd probably go AFB to IPAP. I'd love to have Teddy, but if then you've got to play, who do you have to play?
Maney.
Yeah, Maney. Yuck. I don't really like that. Sorry. Yeah, I don't really like that.
What?
And IPAP's just a beast.
He chugs along, doesn't he? Okay. David Stons. I've used my 2 trades this week already. Do I use a boost to go Amone to Brodie Jones? All I can really afford, or just nuff Amone?
What do you think? You're a Jones
I'm a
fan?
Jones owner. I brought him in. I ended up bringing him in so I could bring in Munster. Not that they scored exactly the same amount of points. So 33 each. But yeah, look, I can see the appeal to Jones. At least he's going to get you something, rather than nothing out of Moan this early. For me, if you haven't got Cooler or who we were just talking about before, I'd jump on one of them. Especially if you're going to just nuff a Moan anyway, I'd jump on that centre from Manly and at least get the points that he's offering up every week.
Yeah.
So that's probably what I'd do there. Scroll down for us, boys. Thank you kindly. Shauno Verrett. Papy was my must-have, looking trim and strong, going hard, consistent, plus a good draw.
Weapon.
If you've started with a turbo, same thing. If you started with a turbo, I think he's the way to go. If you didn't go that way, if you didn't go Teddy, is the other way. Shauno again. I'm a bloody big fan of Ross Mann and his posts. and this league, so keep it coming. Roscoe is fucking epic.
Yes.
All the boys, man. Like I said earlier in the year, I copped heaps of feedback over the last couple of years about how he just weren't that crash hot with certain things, and these boys bring it. So good on them guys. I'm going to go into the Facebook questions quickly. Alex Sova, hey guys, long time listener, first time commenting. Got a 1385 this week and didn't captain Papy.
Oh, nice.
Looking to trade out Suwali and David Fafita for Koala and Kikau, or maybe Talakai, whichever one, like Kikau or Talakai. Hoping to get some cash ready to bring in Nath or Nico next week. Is Talakai or Kikau the safer option?
I'd go Kicks.
I'd go Kicks too. Knowing I'll make more money on Talakai, but probably have to waste a trade later to get him out.
Yep.
Love your content, boys. Getting us through the flood up here in Lismore.
Yeah. Thoughts are with you, mate.
Yeah, man. Alex, first of all, fuck Supercoach, man. Good luck with the floods up there in Lismore. That's hectic shit from what we're seeing on telly.
Absolutely.
So we're only seeing what they want us to see. So you're obviously doing way rocker than that. For me, Kikau. I'd definitely jump on Kikau over Talakai, especially with the run coming up for Penrith. So yeah, same for you.
Just job security, better team. Like, there's a lot more pluses for Kicks than Talakai.
Yeah. Cade Burgess on the live has said Koala's preferred position is fullback.
Okay.
So that should be a good up for him. So hopefully he's trained there a bit as well.
Yeah.
Kieran Myler, hey lads, love the show and it gives me a great laugh in the car. Love the new content. It's cheeky 1436 last week.
Ooh.
And I want to see more green this week. Everyone wants to see more green this week. I'm thinking for Feeder and Stags to IPAP and one of Wanga Blake or Ronaldo Mulitano. Both wingers under 2% owned at the moment for a sneaky pod.
I'd probably lean towards Wanga Blake.
Me too. What's your thoughts? Coming 736 at the moment and have the best year and 5th in your overall comp.
Well done, buddy.
Smashing it, Kieran.
Well, if me and Bergs have said, mate, go Mulitalo.
Yeah, it's probably safer. Nah, to be honest, I would go Wanga Blake over Mulitano. Just don't get me wrong, I'm not sure when Thingo comes back. I think it's round 10.
Sivo.
Yeah,
I think he's mid-season.
So you're really only looking at 5 games, maybe 4 games out of Wanga Blake, but you could get some juicy price rises out of that. He should score well on the end of that.
If he can get a Mike Sivo hat-trick or 2 in that time, laughing.
Which he can do.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
a good try scorer. Fig Jam Dynasty Sports Boys, if you haven't checked them out, go just find their pages on Facebook, Twitter, and I'm pretty sure on Instagram, just like everyone else. Love what they do over there. I think I won my Dynasty League thing last week. What's going on, boys? I've got money to bring in Moses or Grant. At the moment, I've got Munster and Hines in my halves, and a 5'8" or upgrade Randall or Walters. Colin.
Sorry?
Like, he'll upgrade his 5'8" or upgrade, like, Hooker or Walters, so he's got Randall or... I'd go...
So upgrading Walters or Randall to Grant or Moses?
Yeah. I'd be going to Grant, personally. Moses has got a lower floor.
Yeah, I'd just get in Grant, lock him in.
Yeah.
I know Moses is going to make a fair bit of cash over the next couple of weeks with the 144 and he's rolling even.
But you've
Rolling
already...
average, but
Well, he's already got Munster and Hines in his halves, so his halves are pretty much sorted till Origin.
I understand that, but if you can get another gun scorer in half,
over the like of Harry Grant,
I'd probably strengthen up my hooker.
that's where I'd go with my money too. Moses will come back down again, like Harry Grant would. He'll stay where he's at, I think.
Yeah.
Brian Ings with South Straw, is AJ a buy this week?
Not for me. Like I said earlier, the cohesion of the team's just not looking enough for me at the moment, so I'm not touching any backs.
Yeah, no, me either. He's on the side. Like, he's on the side. When the side clicks, they're going to score a ton of points. But, yeah, for me, he's a gamble. Good pod. Gamble for you if you want to go that way. And especially looking at their draw, it's not bad. So, yeah. All right, Andrew Barkworth. Got a 13.55 without Papy as captain. Pretty happy on the way up.
Jesus.
Olivia Jackson, random South fan. Hello, Olivia. There you go. We found one.
Louis one too.
We've got another one. Lewis. There's another out there.
Sure is.
There you go.
Shout out to Liv.
Yeah.
Jason Collis. Would you trade boost S. Walker to Hines? S. Walker will play the bye round and get dual position in round 6. His draw is also not that bad. So, in other words, bring Hines in?
Yeah.
Bring Walker in over Hines.
Well, it says Walker 2 Hines.
Yeah, very down the bottom. Oh, Walker will be playing the bye round. He's due.
Yes, for me.
Yeah, I personally never trusted Sam Walker's thing there. Like,
No.
So for me, yeah, if I can get him out for a Hines, I would. What is it? Matty Meag. Lads, love the work. Great show once again. Thinking going for feeder to Dill Bags. No one has him in my league. Wow. No one's got Dill Bags in his league. Then Stags to May. Question though. Fermor to Talakai. I can't help to think Talakai smokes the Tigers. For me, Talakai might smoke the Tigers this week, but is he going to smoke whoever they play next week? Wade Graham's back the week after. So, mass gamble on Talakai. But, again, Matty, he's going to make some cash.
Yeah, I like the Dill Bags one. I don't know about going for feeder to Dill Bags, but I'm a bit torn on that. Stags May's given, obviously, no brainer there, and I'd probably just lean towards Firma myself over Talakai because just again job security and whatnot. Louis, what do you think, mate?
Yeah, well, I bought in Talakai this week.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've got him in.
Are you a Firmore owner?
I'm a Firmware owner as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you had a choice this week between those two, which one would you go?
Firma's getting the base stats.
Yeah.
Talakai, Firma's job security it's there. Talakai, again, with Teague Wilton possibly taking his spot when Connor Tracy's back, when Wade Graham's back. Yeah. I bought Talakai in this week for a bit of a cash grab.
Yep.
Then I'm going to give him 2 weeks, and then I plan to then go up to an IPAP or a Murray then.
So it's just a short little stepping stone for you.
Yeah. Just that bit extra cash to boost, to upgrade to one of those players.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Okay, Sean O'Verrett. Wasn't Wade Graham about to renounce his retirement, or was it someone else?
April Fools.
Oh, is that what's it? I can't see.
Fools. Yeah, we got to scroll down.
I can't see anything. Or was it fake
Grant or
news?
Clear?
Henry
sorry.
Brind. Grant
Henry.
or Cleary this week. Holding Fifi for now. Grant or Cleary, fellas.
Grant.
Firstly, I'm a Grant man because I went Grant last week.
Cleary.
Yeah, if I could afford
full
him,
option playing the Dogs.
yeah, if I had the choice, if I had cash wasn't an option, yeah, Cleary.
Yeah, I'm on Nath as well against the Dogs. We're shit.
I probably would buy Grant this week myself and play it safe, but
All right, Matty Meag again. Hey boys, love your work. Do you boys think it's better to lock in keep a second row forward now, or go ahead and lock in my first choice 5'8"? Been watching Brown the last 2 weeks, see if he'd go, and he's kept up great form. I'm leaning towards his play. One of my trades will eventually become a keeper second row I've been looking at too, which for me makes the choice a bit easier.
Brown's, I think, the obvious option because his price is on the way up. Most second rowers is plateauing or dropping, so they'll be the same price in 4 weeks or whatever whenever you get them back in again. So I'd go Brown. You will get Brown cheaper down the line, but how many points are you going to miss out in between?
Yeah. Yeah, so then on the live chat, Shauno thinking Amone to Coates and Bullymore to Talakai. Thoughts?
All right, we talked about Bullymore and we talked about Talakai already a bit tonight.
Amone to Coates like.
Yeah, me too. Might need the money from Bullymore as well.
Bullymore to Talakai, like it seems trappy. But who's your option other than Talakai? If you're still doing those trades, Amone to Coates, which looks all right, and then Bullymore out, take the cash and upgrade someone, or bring in someone who's on the way up, who do you bring in?
Well, no, I understand what.
Talakai?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're going to upgrade Talakai and use the 2 trades to get to the gun.
Stepping stones.
Yeah, I understand that.
So would you rate it, or who's your other option? Do you jump on Firma or someone instead to see how much more cash left to make?
Yeah, I definitely think he does. I think he's still got a minus break even.
I think he's
minus 26.
And still at a cheaper price point, I believe, anyway. So you're actually saving a bit more cash in the bank for when you do make that upgrade and actually make that next step.
Yeah, I'd definitely go Firmore first.
So,
might already have
Firmore, you know what I mean, especially if that's their strategy. But yeah, I'm just looking for who your other options might be. Cade Burgess in there says, would you pick up Manu, who has a negative break even, or Harry Grant with a 30-odd break even this week? I mean, personally for me, I've already got Grant. I think he's more reliable.
I'm going to Hogwarts.
Manu's, yeah, he's a wizard, but Manu is looking breakout this year. He really is. He's looking good. He's going to take the fullback spot over Origin. I like him, man. He's playing some good footy. Like I was saying to Bergs before the show, like he's their experienced centre this year.
I think if in your mind they're both season-long keepers for you, you get on who's going to make the most money the quickest.
Money or points the quickest?
Money, because they're going to be harder to get in.
Because if they're season-long keepers, you're going to expect them to make roughly the same points, obviously.
Yeah, but that's just because you said money, but it's like, well, wait, if they're season-long keepers, I'm never going to see that money. But yeah, it makes it harder to jump on later on. So who you reckon that is? I mean, Manu's racking up the highest scores at the moment.
Yeah, well, he said Manu's got the lower break even, so I'd go
He's
Manu.
in a minus, yeah.
There you go. So, Richo, if you're not already in the comments, mate, jump right in.
Oh, Richo's there, mate. Ain't you fucking worried?
Con's actively telling you to get Manu this week, so jump on, buddy. I'm sure you're already on it. Sean O'Veirat says, bought in Dominic Young as a chance of a pod. Is he worth holding, or do you swap for Coates or Firma?
Torn.
Nah, yeah, don't talk with your Newcastle heart, though.
Oh no, I'm talking Newcastle's draw. We've got Manly Dragons, Eel Storm, Cowboys Berries. So there's 3 really juicy games in there and then 3 tough games in there.
Now, this is going to make me sound like a bit of a prick. But weren't you guys held scoreless over the weekend?
Yeah, well, the Sharks, who are a decent team.
Yeah, but they're only a decent team. You know what I mean? Like, so
but we also beat the Roosters.
Yeah, look, and that's the thing. Newcastle, we both know. I mean, you probably know better than me. They can go up and down like that. They can
absolutely.
definitely be a bit of a roller coaster and not necessarily the most reliable. But
yeah, I'd probably get on Coates because he's just on the end of a much better backline. He's going to score a shitload more points.
It's just brilliant, isn't it? Like, that's it. If you're bringing in people like Paps and Munster and Harry Grant, it seems crazy to not bring in the person that's on the end of that line. Because if it's not Paps, then you want to pick up the points that it does go to. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be that left edge, isn't it?
Like, I understand getting on Dominic Young as a pod move because I think 40% or something own Coates, if not more.
Yeah.
No one owns Young. But I'd like to see a better draw from Newcastle and see him playing consistently better football.
Well, that's it. I just remember a couple of weeks we were talking everybody out of Dominic Young saying he's a trap. And I think he's done slightly better since then, but I wouldn't say he's still going great guns.
He's going okay, but yeah.
So yeah, I'd say swap for Coates or Fermel, to be honest.
Okay, got one in here if you want.
Shannon says, Shannon Pinkowski says, do you think there is a problem
Every
between
week.
DFE and the Titans halves? My mate pissed in my ear and I bought him back and he's burnt me 2 trades, but I can't let him keep bleeding cash. So that's really like a question and a statement.
It's fucking near question of the week. DFE is the problem.
I mean, yeah, 100%. Like this is okay. And was I the only person that was sitting there Thursday night watching the most horrible game of football I've ever seen? The most boring game of football.
Do we have to talk about it?
But I think we do, because Shannon's asked a question.
My eyes are starting to bleed again.
Exactly, right? Like, can I have 2 hours of my life back, please? It wasn't worth the time I put in. And, like, I can watch a bad game. That was a train wreck. Like, and to be honest, if Ferber doesn't get ridiculously lucky in the closing seconds of the game, first trialist game of the NRL era.
AJ.
Pardon? Oh, yeah, Brimo, sorry. Yeah, Brimo. Who do I say?
Fermel.
Yeah, no, it's because
he's been on.
He's the only Titan that anyone's been talking about.
Someone asked if you're con.
Pardon. Well, I think we're all doing our best to try not to talk about him, except for but what's going on there? Because the new look young spine seems to be trying to cut him out, and the only time he sees ball at this point is when it's a dead play and they've already got 3 people on him. He doesn't even make many meters out of it. He just gets tackled by 3 massive blokes. They're pretty much throwing hospital passes at him.
I have no idea.
Don't work there. They won't give us a start, the grubs.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you, but yeah, I'd be using him a lot different personally.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's disgusting to watch, especially as a DFE owner in Supercoach. It is just
he's a hold for me, but
what? Yeah. Well, I'm still holding too. I figure eventually, they're going to know that there's somewhere there's no cameras, and David's just going to pull all 3 of them aside at once and be like, "I bump off blokes bigger than you for fun each week."
If I'm for feed, I'm taking a pay cut down to 800k and going to a Storm or the Roosters or something where I'm going to be used effectively and win a premiership.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
You'd be taking bigger pay cut than that to go to Melbourne, mate.
Probably, but
Melbourne might not even want him, but. Yeah, it just depends on it's all about the price.
Anyway,
I like Shen's analysis on the game, but
yeah,
it's about as good as an open kiss as you kissing your uncle.
Open mouth kissing your uncle. Good. Yeah,
it was fucking close to that.
I love how community standards is directly below that.
Uncle Mike. No.
Okay.
I do. Gary, oh no, I got one from fucking Brother Saxy. Let's go down to his first one first. Brother Saxy. Hey boys, top 1% this week.
Nice, Saxy.
Just wondering if Con has OnlyFans account. Asking for a friend.
No, I don't. Sorry, Saxy, mate.
We'll be up next week, Saxy.
Yeah, we'll have to get that going on the website with a link.
He's also got a real question. Tossing up whether to keep my trades or go DFE to Kobe Hetherington so I can upgrade Randall to Harry Grant.
Fuck me. It's a big one, Saxy.
That's a no for me.
No, because you wouldn't go to Kobe. Who would you go to? Because I can see upgrading Randall to Harry. Hold on, he's put his team in here. Who's he got at hooker? Oh, he's playing Randall and Pakes. You're having a laugh, aren't you, mate?
Top 1% last week, mate. Don't put shit on you. Did better than you. Did better than me.
His hookers are Randall and Pakes.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah. Well.
And what, you're jumping off Randall for the coin now at 300k.
Yeah, but it's a slow burn.
Yeah, but he's bringing in Pakes, who's playing off the bench this week.
Harry, he's already got Pakes. Pakes is in his side already.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. He's upgrading.
He's got to upgrade Randall to Harry Grant, solidified number 9.
Yeah, but
why? Why
wouldn't you upgrade Pakes? Is what I'm saying. Why would you still take the gamble on Pakes who's playing off the bench?
He might
Randall's
not have
getting
the
that
money.
Starting spot and he does. It's only 100k difference. He's got to be able to find that cash.
He might not have the money to do
he's
it.
only got 3 boosts left though, so he's been trading hard. But this is probably already after doing trades this week.
Saxy, get Harry, bro.
Yeah, I mean you do. Harry's a must-have. He's like Nathan in the hooker position. He's just going to outscore everyone. There's no one else that comes near him.
All right. You going next with Gary Barnes?
Gaz, morning guys. In a bit of a dilemma. He's got Hines at fullback, Moses in the halves. Needs to bring Hines up to bring Teddy in, but would have to sell Moses to do so. Is he crazy? The other trades would be Marnie to Grant, Stags to May. So I'm guessing one's to generate the cash for the other, and then it's a question of the halves.
I wouldn't be trading Moses with 144 in his rolling average.
Yeah, wait till that's out.
But it means missing out on Teddy.
Well,
You cool with that?
It doesn't. You wait for Moses to peak and then you go to Teddy.
Yeah, all right, sweet. So hold off on the Teddy, but do the other two. If the one will fund the other, Stags to May to go Marnie to Grant, then go for that.
Well, I know Moses has never been great Supercoach elite and anything, but while he's averaging over 80 and out averaging Teddy, you don't sell him.
He's got a ceiling. We know that. He proved that again on the weekend. But that's not an out of this world score from Moses. We've seen him do that before. In fact, we know he'll pull out 2 more of them throughout the year. It's a question, does he pull them out next week and the week after, and you sell him juiced up in 4 or 5 weeks' time, or does he pull them out one now, one in round 14, one in round 20?
The difference is, I think, with Moses, I think that's about as big as you're going to get. With Teddy, he can go 200.
Feckle.
But
So,
I'd still keep Moses for at least another 3 weeks or so,
and then pull the trigger.
Yeah, let that money juice itself out.
You got Mr. Miz there?
I do, Michael Mizzy. I'm strongly considering bringing Dill Bags. I already have Munster and Ilias at 6, so my trade would be Ilias and Curran out, Brown and a non-playing Nuff in. What do you lads think? My second row is already solid with Fermor, Targo, Taumalolo and Arrow at Jules. Considering second row has been very slow burn position so far this season with very low scores of plenty, I think halves and a back line is where the big points are at.
Oh, I don't mind it.
I'm with you there. Curran hasn't been as effective the last couple of weeks. In saying that, 2 or 3 weeks to Jazz, wasn't it? So he will be a bit more effective the next couple of weeks. But
if you can go down to a Cooler or May, if you don't have them, ideally over an MPR at the moment, it'd be great. Or even Tupu maybe for a month to 6 weeks.
I mean, Cooler's straight up the same price as a bottom dollar MPR.
Yeah, that's it.
So if you can do it in the centre position,
I think it's the same.
Instead of in the second row position, then you're cheering. Or instead of in the half position, then you're cheering. But because he's looking at the halves, it might not be that.
Righto.
No, Curran and Brown out and a non-playing Nuff in. So yeah, they must both be.
No, Curran out, Brown, and a non-playing nothing.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Ilias and Curran out. So yeah, he's got to bring in another half. It's a question of who else could he put in his halves because he can't just bring a straight centre in.
No, he's taking Brown out.
No, Brown. He's bringing Brown in for Ilias.
Oh yeah, Dylan. Yeah, so So
the only thing is, by the sounds of it, he's already got Fermor and Targo in his back row, so you might not have the Jules to go up to.
Yeah. So he must be stacked with centres. So yeah, that's it. That's where the trouble comes in. If you don't have anyone, you can already move up there.
All right, Trey Wheelhouse. Is Frizzell a trade with a 85 break even and possibly a hamstring injury? If so, who to downgrade to and bank some cash?
Oh, it's a tough one. If he's named, I think it was only tightness kind of thing, so I think it was precautionary more than anything. I don't think they would have named him this week if he had a busted hamstring.
Yep.
So I'd probably hold.
He's a chance of getting that 85.
He is. I think the worry there is the hamstring injury, and maybe preempting on the hamstring injury. But just wait and see what happens if he's named. I mean, mind you, we were doing teams earlier, and you were like, "How can he be named?"
I said that because just the way he didn't come back and stuff last week was a worry for me.
Well, I guess the question is uninjured. Do you see him being in your squad in round 24? If that's a yes, throw the 85 out the window and move on with life. If you don't see him in your final team, cut him.
Yeah, no, it's not that. I think it's more the hamstring injury, and if he's got the break even. If he comes out this week as a subpar game and drops a little bit of cash before the hamstring gives away and you get rid of him, But yeah, I mean, I don't think the break even's an issue. We already covered this a couple of weeks ago. He'll jag 100. He pulls out 60, 70 in base and power each week. He jags the attacking stat. He hits the century. So, because he's usually the one busting the line to do it. All right, you guys remember Johnny Carson? You remember like the old school late show before Letterman?
Yeah.
Like it was on that? Yeah. So, what is a 4-pack of Wild Turkey 101s? Nath Dyer, what's the best way to stay coachy? Am I right?
Hey?
Yeah, a 4-pack of 101s.
The best way to stay coachy?
Yeah.
Works for me.
Yeah. And why do bad things happen to good Supercoach teams?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just something that happens to us, mate.
Yeah, Con's been pondering that one for a while.
I'll tell you, it's a test of character as a person.
He started a podcast to figure it out, and he still hasn't.
It's got worse, if anything.
Ross Mann says Talakai if named or Firma.
Firmal for me, Roscoe.
Yeah.
I'm bringing in Firmal this week over Talakai, so.
Yeah, I reckon if I make a trade, I'm probably aiming for him. But
I'm so glad he got COVID last week. I can still get on with the minus 26 break even.
Does he seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe I will consider it.
Fuck off. I've had him all year. Go away, Grubs.
Adam Collier, total noob. How many trades do we need to save for buys and finals? Chewing mine like a panda through bamboo.
You're going to need some. You will need some.
Realistically, Origin and buys, how many trades are you actually going to use across that period? Like, you guys get 42 throughout the year. How do you actually break it down? Because
next week,
10, 10, 10. You know what I mean?
Next week, we should really be starting to look at bringing in, if you're going for overall glory, that is, next week would be the week I really starting to try to pen in who I need to bring in for those rounds, who I need to make enough money to juice out to get those people in as well. You don't want to have a 17 going into that buy round. You want to ideally have, a 13? I think you can pull off 2 13s, can't you?
No, if you're at the top of it, I think you want at least 15, 16-ish.
You know what? I think that's going to... Look, I've been thinking this for a couple of weeks. And I think there's been people that have been thinking it's before the season, but I think this is our talking topic next week, boys, is we've got to go away and come back and actually figure out and really put some thought into this question because he's getting
honestly,
Origin time.
I've got my answer.
Huh?
I'm out of contention for overall right now. I know that already.
Yeah.
So screw the buys. I'm focusing on my final dream team right now, and I'm gunning towards that. Whether they're playing Origin, not playing Origin, playing first buy round, playing second buy round, I don't care. I'm just getting my final team. Hopefully building enough head-to-head points in my cashies to carry me into the finals and then just finish with the strongest possible team I can get to. And then hopefully that'll save me at least 6 trades or whatever for the finals in case mishaps happen.
Yeah, fair enough. Look, I mean, that's my strategy this year too. For the first time, I wrote down my dream team before I started the year, and I gave it a bit of thought, wrote out all the players that I really want to see there, and then I tried to start with as many of them as I could, and I think I managed to start with like 8, 9 of them. It was... Even I was surprised when I counted up. So
I think now
I'm doing the same.
I think now's a good time to go back and reflect on your dream team and maybe make some changes accordingly to how players have performed, how teams have performed and whatnot. So
I've actually got it in the book, boy.
I think that could be a good thing for this week.
I'll have to have a look at it for sure.
Scroll back up there. Scroll back up there for us, Louis. Just while he's scrolling back up. Now, Shen put something in. When do you guys think Suwali will make his appearance for the Chooks? Now, I'm not answering that because Scotty Smith, who's in touch with the fucking Roosters shit because he's a Roosters supporter, poor bloke, he said 3 to 4 weeks. Now, he's a man in the know. He's never speared us wrong when it comes to Roosters
Not
shit.
when it comes to the Chooks, he hasn't.
So that's one to look at. Scotty knows. He might be on extended bench, but if he's saying 3 to 4 weeks, I guess he's definitely not 2 weeks away if you catch me drift.
I'm going he is.
You do?
I'm going to go against Scotty.
Yeah.
I'm going to say he'll be in the team within the next 2 teams list.
Right.
At the expense of?
Nguama.
Midweek Kev.
There's a reason why Kev's 31, just come back from England, and there's a reason why there's got an exception for this 17-year-old kid to play NRL.
last year.
Oh, wow, tell
No,
us.
well-
Yeah, no. I mean, like, you're only spitting facts,
Yeah,
mate.
so
But wow, like
why
when
would
you
you
put it
keep
like
him
that.
out?
Yeah. Wow, so you're depth and you're the future.
Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
You're there in case the future gets
Billy
hurt.
Smith. Does Billy Smith lose his position for Suwali? We keep umming and
I'd
ahhing over
play
this.
Suwali over Billy Smith as well.
At this
That's
rate,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. So does Billy Smith lose his position to get Suwali in?
Oh, I think so. I think Momorowski and Manu stay in the centres, unfortunately for Billy, and Tupu and Suwali the edges.
Momo's got the experience. That's the thing.
my team anyway.
Momo's got the experience. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I got one here. Paul Burkhardt. Thoughts on these three trades? Haas, Amon, and Tapani out. Trading in Dillbags, Manu, and Talakai. All except for Talakai. We've discussed him in.
All except for Haas. I wouldn't trade out Haas if you
Oh,
pay
yeah.
him.
No, sorry. Yeah.
Unless you've got some inside information or he's already been suspended.
I think it might be for the cash to do it.
No way. Keep
No.
us.
Yeah, I don't. There's no one even close
IPAP.
to him in the front row. Like,
IPAP's
yeah,
the only one.
IPAP. That's it. But
And those two are your set and forgetters for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Once you've got them both in, you just keep them there. You know you're going to lose Haas to Origin, but that's about it. And he's not like he takes rests over that time either. He just comes back. He loves it.
yeah, I couldn't sell a Haas. Amon and Tarpany I could for Manu and Talakai, but
All right, Burks, you got the next one?
yes, Cameron Robbins. Hey lads, is it worth using a second trade boost to bring in Cotter and drop in Cobbo? Other two trades bring in Kula and May for Amon and Billy Smith. No, it is not worth bringing in Cotter. He's not going to go up that much, is he?
Look, Brad mentioned him in the PPM.
Yeah, but
And-
to use a boost, I know we've been saying tonight probably use a boost, rada, but let's be real.
Do you need to drop Cobbo? Is he going to leak a bunch of cash?
For a Cotter, would you use a boost for a Cotter?
Last year we had the same question around the same time about Brandon Smith. And I said, nah, don't do it. Fuck, burnt me big time.
All right,
Jumped
so-
on in a
so
week
you-
or two.
Look,
this
man.
year, I'm sticking to my gun and saying, nah, don't do it.
So go for it, 100% jump on. Brad Smith has said yes. Connor said no. Take from that what you will. Dan Sutton says, thinking about bringing in Cody for Clifford. He's about to go off like a frog in a sock.
Yeah, if that's what your gut's telling you, mate, back your gut.
Yeah.
I'd still rather a Cody than a Clifford.
Yeah.
Even, just regardless,
Definitely.
you know what
Cody's
I mean?
probably bottomed out. He might lose another 100K, but if their
Oh,
draw
he's not
opens
losing
up,
100. He's not
Nah.
getting a 400K.
No, 450.
He's 550 now.
Yeah, so
like-
450 I could see him getting to maybe if he still goes average. But I think if anything, they're just starting to click into gear. New coach, new season, 4-5 rounds like that, and they're starting to look better and better. Ilias took the line on the other day, like you know.
What about you, Lewis? Would you bring in Cody for Clifford?
Look, he's at a juicy price. Sorry. He's at a pretty juicy price, so I'd consider it.
Well,
I'd
you're doing
consider
the
it.
best. You're doing the best out of all us. So if you're just in your position, it'd be a pod move, but it's ballsy.
Yeah,
It could
I
also
mean-
topple you.
I mean, Cody. Ilias is starting to come into his own. He's improving each week. He could. I feel like I don't know. After last round, I saw Ilias running a bit more, which could mean Cody might do a bit more of the kicking, in which his points might drop. But yeah, I don't know. What's his break even this
No, I
round?
think the fact that Ilias is running more helps Cody. Because that's just
Takes a
drawing another
focus.
defender, making sure they have to stay on Ilias because he's going to run or not, instead of just passing all the time and the defence just slides off him. I think that's going to help Cody immensely. And like they just played Manly, Roosters and Panthers in the last 3 weeks. Like you don't get a harder run than that. And now it opens up for him. So I can see the appeal in Cody.
Would you wait maybe one more week?
Oh, I'd wait at least
Yeah.
another week. I want to see a bit more out of them.
Yeah, I'd be waiting.
Aaron?
Oh, shit. Mark Hindle. What to do with Haas? Fucking nothing, Marky. Hang on, bro.
Yeah.
He's. They're not going to sack him, bro.
No.
Juzzy, what are you going to do with paying us?
I'm keeping him
Why are you doing that, Juzzy?
because he's part of my dream team for the end of the year because he said forget forward. We discussed this 3 questions ago.
I was just checking. Jesse Bugden. Another 2 trades this week, fellas. I'll be checking into trade rehab next week. Stags for Talakai, AFB to Arrow, or Josh King?
AFB to Arrow for sure. Like that.
Yeah, not Josh King. His minutes took a hit on the weekend with Cheese and Grant both playing, so that's a sign of things to come.
Yeah, I'd definitely be going Arrow. Definitely Arrow over Josh King.
Yeah, me too. And Stags to Talakai?
Only for the cash, but yeah, I don't really love it.
Yeah, cash grab. Definitely.
Nah.
You hang on to Stags.
This is working well. I hope you're getting this on camera.
Bergs is throwing me the microphone because I've given Louis my mic, but he just forgets to keep giving me the microphone after he's asked me a question. No, I wouldn't. I would trade Stags to someone else. If I'm going for a cash grab, I'd go down Taylor May or even Cooler. Bank all that cash. And provided you don't have to play him. If you're looking for a playing, it might be a different story. But nah, I wouldn't do Stags to who was it? Stags to Talakai? Yeah. Nah. Bergs, fuck. You can't even keep me on the microphone. No wonder you can't keep yourself on it. Wow. Next question.
Watto, brother Watto. Hey, fellas, already used 1 trade boost. Would you use 2 this early if it meant getting Grant? Trades would be Defee to Fermor, Amon to Cooler, Watto to Grant.
Amon to Cooler I like.
Yep.
He's going to make the dosh.
Watto to Grant I like too.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I'm
Sorry,
assuming
I was reading something.
I'm assuming the way to get that cash, he's going to have to go Defee to Firma to be able to do those trades. Look, I don't know. Like, he's not really scoring. The Titans keep missing him. Sorry, I should say Fafita I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They keep, using him as a dummy and cutting him out. Yet he's still scoring those base points. He's still getting, I think he's averaging 59, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's 59 he's averaging. Firmo, I think he's got a base of about, 42, when I checked his base was. But, again, with Fafita, it's a matter of when will he go? When will they start using him? Because if next week, if they start giving him the ball more, he's going to score points. He's going to be cracking that 100 very, very soon. But when is the question?
He's overdue.
Amon to Cool is a must-do, Watto.
Definitely.
I think that's a must-do for the week. If you're feeling Defee to Fermore's the way to go to get Watto to Grant in, or maybe just look another way and hang on to Defee. Fermore's still cheap. You can probably look at another problem and fix Fermor there. You know what I mean? He's still under 400k. Oh no, he's not. He's just over 400k. So you should be able to free up some money for Fermor elsewhere, and maybe just have to ride the Grant hate train for a couple more weeks. That's if you don't want to boost. And then
I was just reading an article. Apparently there's extra footage of Hassan Kelly that's being sent to the integrity unit and the police, so there could be further sanctions to come.
Really? Okay, well that's the end of questions. We got any more on the live there, Louis, bro?
I think we went through them.
No, they normally pop up.
I think I saw a few more pop up. Hold on.
We do get the odd one where people want to just say, hey.
Okay, where are we? Okay, so Jason Collis Doggies must hate Flanagan bringing him in against the Panthers, LOL.
Off this week.
Yeah,
I agree.
don't get me wrong, I like Flano. I think he's been hard done by.
Well, I saw a I think it was Clarkie's column. He put a thing out today saying that Leeds Rhinos look like they're going to try and get Kyle Flanagan and trying to get Shane in to coach as well.
Who said this?
Clarkie.
Alright.
So
Whether
someone,
that's true or not, I mean.
so someone else has wrote it. He's just redone it, but
Oh, I can't see that happening. Shane Flanagan
think
will get a
so.
crack in the NRL sooner rather than later.
oh, he's
I don't think
he's
he has to go over to England.
he'll be either looking at West Tigers' job soon,
Yeah.
or the Dogs' job soon.
Well, I'm sure.
Well, that's it. There's Barrett. There's Madge.
Surely,
Kevy's under pressure.
surely Holbrook's
Payton-
under pressure
Payton's
too.
under pressure.
Got $1 million
Like,
dude out there getting a cold.
I can see a lot of jobs on the horizon.
Yeah, I can't see him. Don't get me wrong, they probably throw big money at him over there
Yeah.
and what we can pull here. Yeah.
yeah.
I suppose not all coaches win a competition, right in salary cap, non-peptides.
Oh, I'd love some.
Yeah. Next one, Jared Watson got burnt last year with the bye round planning. Had 17. I thought I was going to play a lot of them. Got injured and suspended the week before. Yeah, don't worry, I was the same last season.
Well, the second one I had that drama, yeah.
It was a bad year for it last year.
Because if I remember rightly, the first one had lackluster players, so everyone was sort of holding off for that second bye round. And yeah, a lot of dramas. Tohu was out and there's heaps of shit.
There were some big name guys out, and this is where I'm with you, man. Bye planning out the window. I don't give a rat's ass. Build the dream team, and the points will come. You know what I mean? That's my theory this year, because it's too up in the air. You can build your entire team and then lose half of them the week before, and it's just wretched. I mean, think about how many trades you've spent, how many weeks of planning you spent. Nah, just stick to the team, stick to the dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Our next one, Scott Smith. Planning for Origin now is a waste of my opinion. COVID and suspension will alter trades.
Yep, just said pretty much exactly that. Jozzy did.
Yep.
That's why he's giving himself indigestion.
Shannon Pekalski again.
That's the third different way to not Shannon. He loves it every week. I swear he gets a family around TV and goes, watch how many times they fuck our name up.
You know what?
In one show.
If there's one time we do get it right, please let us know.
No, you don't.
It's not that hard.
Yes.
It's Pinkolski.
Yeah, but you just said it two different ways.
I'd go Pinkowski.
Pinkowski.
I'm just going Shan. Hey, Shan.
Shan. Pinkolski.
Look, let's how about just fucking...
Anyway, Anyway, to Shannon's question. Amoni and Stags out for Firma and Cooler. I think we've touched on this earlier. Do it.
Sorry.
Oh.
Nah, I think we've been through all them, bro.
Hey, Beck.
Yeah. Livy Jackson, hey. Hey, Liv.
Hey, Liv.
Beck, hello, fellas. How you going?
Sister or wife?
Sister. Yep. Shout out to you, Liv. Thanks for tuning in.
No, she's your sister.
She's my sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wait and step in job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon too.
Yeah. Shannon Pinkowski.
Pinkowski.
Yeah.
Bang.
Not that hard, like Jossie said.
I've been saying it that way for years.
I was about to say, I've been saying it that way all season, and I figured I would have been corrected by now, because usually you get corrected by now.
All right, where are we going? Moving along? Or...
I think that's about it, guys. Thank you very much. Oh, before we bail, though, we are going to quickly go through captains. So, Con, you got the draw there, man?
I did have it.
Who is the first game this week? Anyone off the top of your head?
The first two games, I don't think there's really captain options. You got the Knights Manly, no Turbo, and Warriors Cowboys. So I don't really see any strong captain options in either of those teams personally.
Even a VC I could overlook.
Yeah, not for me.
If you want to go a crazy VC, though, Cooler at fullback. If you've got nothing better to do but hedge your bets,
When
I'm just going to say it now, and I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to say, if you want to do a crazy
Hang on,
VC.
let me save you.
Drug test him when he gets home.
The Roosters play the Broncos this week. The Storm play the Raiders. The Bunnies play the Dragons.
Wow.
The Eels play the Titans. The Sharks play the Tigers. And the
I
Panthers
get it.
play the
Don't
Bulldogs.
waste your VC.
Yeah.
Jazzy's crazy.
Yes.
I thought
that's
All
crazy.
right. Let's just
bro.
make it clear for everyone. This dude's on crack. He's not actually, but I get what you're saying.
Right, so yeah, first game of value really. Chooks Broncos. I think everyone agrees Teddy is your
Yeah.
main man there. I don't think.
Well, you
there's
know
much
about a
else.
Teddy VC.
No,
yeah?
okay, so this is what got me. I mean, we haven't done a bit me in the ass this year, but this is what bit me in the ass last week.
Oh shit! Got a bag of dicks for Luke Smith.
Oh, there we go.
Lukey.
All right, we'll get to that in a second because I'm talking about bit me in the ass at the moment. But what bit me in the ass, as I alluded to earlier, it was leaving 200 points on the pine with Papy, right, by not captaining him. Now, I was blowing up about this before the show. The reason why I didn't captain him is because I hedged my bets with Teddy as my VC, thinking, okay, Roosters had juicy game. It bit me in the ass hard because I had to. My only option in the Storm game was to captain Grant, who I did, but ultimately, 200 points left on the pine when my head was going, you should probably captain Papy. You know what I mean? But I just thought, well, Teddy could go. So that's my only issue there.
That's the biggest issue.
It takes
with
out
vice-captaining. Yeah.
it takes out the Papy option
Yeah,
if you got
definitely.
Papy, or it takes out the Hines option if you got Hines, and it's
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but I think he's the only option in that game.
all right.
Would you flat out whack a C on him?
Me personally, no.
I think there's other more proven options.
So we've got Storm Raiders next. Obviously, you can take any one of their 4 spine players probably, and maybe even chuck in Brandon Smith.
Yeah, they've all got potential, don't they?
Well,
Especially
Paps-
once those
Paps is
forwards get
obviously the
tired.
favourite.
Yeah.
So yeah, a few good VC options in that one. Obviously, no one from the Raiders.
So you'd still be VCing at this stage? You wouldn't be straight seeing Papy, Grant, Munster?
Well, you'd have to if you were going to have your captain as the fullback, it would have been in one of them 2 games.
I'm going a bit pottish this week with my captain, so if I wasn't, I'd just leave it on Papy and just roll with the punches.
What about Munster making up for last week?
Nah, Paps me.
Yeah.
Paps first probably this week. Munster second, Grant third.
All right.
The next game, South Dragons. We touched on. None of us really like the South backs at the moment.
I mean, but if you've got, like, Dragons haven't been showing up in the last couple of weeks. Latrell, Cody, if you've got him, Cam, is Damien going to get out his running game?
Well, the Dragons have conceded 20 tries this year, and 7 of them down the left, 7 of them through the middle, 6 of them on the right. So they're vulnerable everywhere.
Yeah.
So Murray could be a sneaky pot option maybe if you feel he can go big again. But he's not going to go as big as a fullback.
No, definitely not. But it could be a safe option, especially if your VC option in the backs hasn't panned out
Then
in
if
the
we get
earlier
all
games.
the rain that they're talking about, it could be a wet weekend, low scoring, so a forward could be to go like a Huss or a Murray.
Yep.
And then we got the Eels Titans. You guys being Eels halves owners, would you think about captaining either of them in this game?
Nah, for me, they're too unreliable. I don't think I'd put a captaincy on them.
Be DP for me
But
if I was going to balls up on anyone.
Yeah, that's it. I think I'd be throwing it on DF. Probably is my safe option if the back hasn't panned out.
Well, Firma was one I was looking at.
Yeah, you like him as a juicy to sneak through.
Yeah, well, the Titans have scored 19 of their 14 tries on their left-hand side where Firma plays, and the Eels have conceded 10 of their 15 on their other side, but unfortunately.
Is that the only reason why DF was on the left last week? Was because Firma was out?
Yeah.
So he's going to be back on the right.
And
this
still,
week.
the Titans decided to attack right.
Yeah.
To Proctor.
First time ever
Idiots,
as their
like, what
fucking
the-
retard.
This is why I think Shannon had a genuine question about has he got beef with the halves and the spine sitting there at the Titans? Because he doesn't get any good ball. He's got to have pissed someone off. It's got to be because they know he's on more money than them.
He's got more money than most people in football.
But I
mate.
know, but how easy is it to prove how worthless he is if you don't give him the ball? I mean, even if it
Too
is
late now,
sacrificing
he's
the
got
team
his-
as a result.
Too late now. He's got his money. He might as well look good while he's fucking
He
doing
won't
it.
get his next money, though. You guys even said he'll have to take pay cuts to go somewhere else to have a chance.
Only to go to Melbourne or something like that.
Right, so next game, Sharks Tigers. Hines, he's one of my options this week, I think.
Oh,
I'm
bro.
tossing up between
Against
him.
the Tigers,
Yeah.
Raymond, Talakai, if he's playing in the centres against the Tigers.
Nah, Hines is the only captain option. for me.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Nah, I personally think the Sharks can run a muck, man. I think anyone on the Sharks back line.
what can compete with like a Papy or someone like that.
I don't know, but like I said,
Against
if
the
you've gone the VC option on one of your two fullback choices by the time you get into game 4, then you throw straight C's on safe options or safer options. Like Jesse Raymond, I think might actually be. There's only 1% of people out there that even have the option of going Jesse Raymond, but he puts out solid base. And like, man, the Tigers are just shambles. Look.
Hines, I think.
All right, fair enough. Listen to those guys.
Save
anyway.
me from your crazy thoughts again.
Yeah, I know. It's getting late.
You're not
And then
been
last
sleeping.
game, Panthers Bulldogs.
Can you captain Targo or May?
I'm
Yeah,
going to captain Taylor May at the moment. I've got the C on him as we speak. So,
but that's what I mean. He's your option in the last game. He's your last-ditch gamble, but also he's been proven he's...
well, Hines or May, they're my two gambles this week, and I'm going to go one of those two and just tossing up which one.
Yeah, after putting the V on a fullback. All right. You going to balls up on DF or what?
I'm thinking long and hard about it.
That's a no. I've personally got no idea. I've got to have a really good look and truly suss it out.
Now, I've got a bag. It's a people's bag. So this year, if you want to give a bag, you just got to get in contact with me. I'm giving bags for the people. So, Luke Smith, crowd favourite, fan favourite. We all love Lukey in the house here, in the coach's box. Lukey, Supercoach can suck a dick this year. Can you give it a bag tonight, Bergs? There it is. Supercoach, fucking bag of dicks for you.
But why?
Because fuck it, Lukey's give it.
What's happening to
Lukey's
Lukey?
having a shit year.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know if we can give the game a shit rap.
We
It's just
can.
like, well...
Hey, Lukey,
It's
guess
just
what
been
Lukey
done.
wants?
Sorry.
Sorry, Lukey. I don't know who hurt you, buddy. But I'm sorry that happened.
Didn't Captain Teddy. Get
All right.
Paps.
Didn't Captain Papy.
All right.
Happy Cappy Pappy. All right. Stay coachy.
Thanks,
Stay
Peeps.
coachy.
Have a good week.
Peace.